love our music. Hello, welcome to the Heart, Mind, and Voice Show. Hello, ladies.
Hello,
Hello.
happy Saturday.
Hello, HMV fam. We are so excited to be on tonight. Ooh, my boobie's showing a little bit, y'all.
Still, still down now.
We're so excited. I know. So excited to be on tonight. Not flashing all my goodies, but definitely getting ready to flash all of this good conversation, wholesome conversation that we're going to be having tonight. How are you, Miss Series K?
I
Looking
am
all
well.
fabulous.
I'm well. How are
Honey, she got
you?
the head tilt to the side.
Yeah, girl, bad hair days, we have to pull it
You
together.
know what?
I had to pull it together.
You can't tell. I am doing well. I am doing well. How are you, Miss Queen A?
I am good. I'm gonna tell you about a really quick story. Get my volume up.
Yeah, I heard she
So
was that as soon as she get that system together. Come on, Queen. It ain't even retrograde. Get it together.
listen, y'all, yeah, work with me. But so everyone know I'm from New York, right? And I'm not used to the bugs, the sounds, and everything in the South. So a few days ago, it was this noise, and I remember calling Coach Yolanda. It was a noise in the backyard, and it was so loud. But it's like a combination of an owl, a dog, like an ape or whatever, and like a coyote. I don't know, but it's like a combination of animals. So I'm like, do I have a zoo back there? And I was so afraid. It literally sounded like it was right outside my window. I remember calling Coach Yolanda about midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, something is going on. Then I heard a loud noise, like something crash into my house. And I'm like, what is that? So I got so scared. I called the police. The police came and they checked, everything around the house. And they was like, ma'am, you're not from the South, are you? I was like, no, why? They was like, you have owls back there. So, but I never saw or heard owls in real life on television, yes, but they always have like this hooting noise, but it sounded like it was something more. So the
Mhm.
cops said that usually when they're mating or if they try to protect their territory, when they very territorial, so they will make a certain sound to try to scare off predators or if they mating. So I'm like, well, why would they right in back of my, in my window? So the cops is like, okay, it's nothing to worry about. Long story short, yesterday I heard on the news that it was an owl terrorizing people in certain neighborhoods.
Lord help us.
So see, it wasn't just me. Like,
Atlanta.
Oh my God.
oh, so yeah. So I'm not used to these owls. It was a frog. I asked this guy, I'm like, could you please come to my house and get rid of this frog? It was a frog like that digged a hole right on the side of my house, but I was petrified to go outside. And he was like, it's just a frog. I'm like, no, could you please come and get the frog?
Our producer is going in. She said, not the police for the owls. Okay, a terrorist owl.
I'm
I'm
telling you,
going.
literally had it on the news. They was like, if anyone heard of, and I wish I had the number, I would have called them. But it was like, if anyone know where this owl could be or heard of an owl, please
Oh
call.
my God.
In the back of Queen A yard.
I'm like, why would they come there me? Like, why would they come to my house? I'm like,
Oh my God.
I was searching what owls mean. Like, what does an owl mean when it comes to you?
And an owl has great meaning. It means great things, but I guess this owl, probably was from, it was probably mixed. But anyway,
You
y'all.
know what? But the owl was making noise for literally like 3, 4 hours. Like I could not sleep, and I was so petrified. But I had all the lights on in my house. I said, "Let me try to turn the lights off and go to bed." The minute I turned off the lights, that's when I heard like a loud thump towards the house. So I was like flew towards the house, and maybe they're trying to catch the frog. I don't know. But the minute I turned on the light, like I didn't really hear as much noise like that. I don't know if the owl was on my house or what, but when I tell you my heart was going to drop, I was literally petrified. So,
I look forward to the stories we have every week. And this one about the owl. Well, I wonder, did they catch the owl?
I don't know because it was just yesterday that I heard on the news. That usually,
Oh,
I hope they do catch it though.
oh,
And I wonder how dangerous can an owl be? What do you think, seriously? How dangerous?
girl. That being from the South, that when you hear animals and stuff, that's peace.
I
Just
told her,
sleeping.
I
I'm
said,
like to hear the birds and the owls and
No, y'all. If y'all heard that was not peace. I wish I could do the noise. It was like a common, if I hear an owl, like just the sound of that, like who, it's like that's peaceful. But I heard some other stuff, and I'm like, okay, I'm like, Shalana said, maybe it's a coyote. I said, why would a coyote be a back?
coyotes sometimes they get loose. Yeah, right? Seriously,
they have coyotes here in Texas, honey.
So they do. Yeah, but coyotes, what do? They howl, right?
I don't know.
But that's what it was a mixture. It's like a mixture of howling, hooting, ape. It was
Okay,
so weird.
okay.
I think your mind was playing tricks on you.
No, I'm telling you, it was like I'm gonna try to do the sound. It was like whoo.
Maybe he was mating at the time.
No, it was loud. It didn't sound right. It sounds scary. Like at first I was like, okay. The noise I heard like a little owl noise, but maybe it's just an owl. But then when it got like it was close to my window, and I'm hearing extra noise. I'm like, oh hell to the no. It was that scary for me to call the police. I'm like, no, I thought they was gonna attack me. They're gonna come through my window, y'all.
Oh my god!
And my bedroom window, my bedroom is, my master bedroom is downstairs, so I have large bay windows. So I don't know what could have crashed into my damn window.
Well, I'm so glad that you didn't hear it anymore. Only that night for about 10, maybe 15 minutes. Anyway.
I'm getting used to the South. When I first moved down, I was in an office building and I heard like this noise like a duck, and I didn't know they were crickets. And I kept saying, what is that noise? And I was getting scared. They was like, that's crickets. I'm like, what type of cricket is this?
Oh, Lord.
All my life. And all this time I thought that New York, especially New York, was used to bugs and stuff. But you guys only used to like rats, right?
Roaches and rats.
I'm like rats, right? Because I
like the little roaches, not the big old cockroaches, but
but those big monster rats.
Oh yeah, rats. Yeah.
So, but I thought that you guys were used to all the other stuff too, like us.
No,
but
like mosquitoes.
I guess I should have thought of that because it's cold up.
Yeah, and especially if you're close to the city area, the closer you to the city area, you're not going to have as much. But if you're further out in the island or upstate, you may,
Wow. Well, that's crazy. Well, other than the owls and stuff, did you guys have a great week?
It was
it
good.
A good week?
Good busy week. And y'all know I call myself taking off today to
did you?
Garage, but to have a garage sale.
Oh, did you have it?
And it didn't go well. I had about 2 customers.
Okay.
Because the city that I live in, you can only put your garage sale sign in front of your house. If you put it anywhere else, you'll get a fine.
Wow.
And so I posted on our neighborhood app. And so, the couple of people that came, they came because they saw it on the app. I have to do it again, because we're moving and everything. So I'm trying to get rid of some stuff. So those ladies did buy some things, but it was like my first garage sale in like so many years. So I didn't know really what I was up against. And I don't, some people, they experts at this garage sale stuff, and I'm not an expert. So hopefully the next one I'll plan it a little bit better and it'll go better than what it did. But it was a little different. My mama was out there and I was like, okay. So we just sit here. We just sit. Just wait on people.
You put flyers up or anything?
No, I didn't.
Okay, that probably,
Yeah, so next time I'll know what to do.
Yeah.
I was Googling. I didn't know what I was doing.
You have to like community garage sales, Series K?
I think they do, but I'm never
I have to join the community garage sale.
Yeah, because I'm never like on the app enough to know when they have it. I'll have to kind of follow and see.
So listen, y'all, really quick. Our producer, I love her. She said, and this is Atlanta. She said the Brookwood Hills, this is the last one they were spotted in Brookwood and Buckhead. The Brookwood Hills neighborhood is on a high alert as a result of one particular bar owl that has attacked people multiple times. See what I mean, y'all? we are up to 40 incidents, but I think that she said, but I think those 40 could now be 80. But she said people were hit and attacked by this owl. See, this owl, I think it may have rabies or something. I'm telling y'all, it was some other noise. But yeah, when I saw the news, they was trying to say like they wanted to catch this owl, so because this owl been attacking people.
Oh, you think he was the owl in your backyard?
Well, I mean, well, no. But the police has said it. The police has said it was you had owls in the backyard or owl in the backyard. So he said that noise that you're hearing is an owl, but he just said that when it's predators or when they're mating, that's the noise. But I had saw the other day, it was like it was I thought it was an eagle or whatever. I'm like, and I was talking to you, Coach Lon. I'm like, what the hell is that? And it was like a large, bird or whatever. I guess is the owl that swooped down past my patio, and I'm like, what the hell is that? So I believe it was the owl, but they said, yeah, the owl been terrorizing people and attacking people. So yeah, see?
Maybe that was him terrorizing you.
I think so. They're saying that is one particular owl. They did it because I don't know, it was a white owl or whatever, but it is one particular owl that's been terrorizing neighborhoods. So
Wow.
And I wonder when they saw that on the news and the cops that came out to you, think about you like, wow, that young lady wasn't crazy after all.
yeah,
Yeah.
because I'm telling you, if you heard like a regular noise, like ooh, like an owl noise, it would be like it wouldn't bother me. But I was, and especially that it hit toward my hit like my house or whatever. So that's what made me like, okay, something's happening here.
We're living in some strange times. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
surprised at anything here.
I
Exactly.
didn't even say nothing, but
Yeah.
I would just say this too. Like I feel like I ain't even gonna say it, but I feel like we get ready to come into some things. Like some things is gonna be shocking to to the world, to the U.S. So we in for something, and I'm just interested to see what's gonna come out of this, what's gonna come out of the skies. So I'll say that.
Well, let's definitely get into the show. Great small talk, ladies. Let's start off with our hot topic tonight. Did y'all get to watch the Kelvin Hunter video, his confession?
Yes.
Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. And we misspelled the name. Forgive us, HMB fam. My bad. But his name is Kelvin, although he's called Kevin, especially by Wendy. But his video, it was really, I'm like, the thing about him is he confessed a lot of stuff. He did apologize to Wendy. I don't know. Once he got to say he didn't regret anything that he did. I For me, if I was given that confession, I that would have just killed everything. I don't regret anything that I've done. We've been married for 20 some years. And then you wanted, he said he wanted a family, more family, so he wanted more children. He did not want to leave his junior without a sister or brother. But of course, Wendy, you guys know her career is just, well, it was huge, and right now she's taking a break. But for me, when he said, I don't regret anything, that just killed it for me.
Mhm.
You ladies
Whew. I think really Kevin, he should have just he could have just shut up, you know, because I mean the woman is going through enough. And
Yes.
then now you say that you were there to help her. You wanted to help her. Nobody else was interested in helping her. Helping her means shutting your mouth. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? At least wait a few years until everything blows over. She gets a little bit better. Then maybe you can set up an interview with somebody and
Yeah.
talk about, on a professional level. Because I mean, I felt that it was unnecessary and
Yeah.
untimely.
Yeah.
It just didn't make sense to me. I'm like, what you want? What do you want? A cookie and some milk.
Right.
Mhm.
So, and because part of the reason she's going through what she's going through, he
It's
tried to say,
because
okay, this was way before this. She was like this way before this. Well, you was taking her through this way before this. So I believe that some of his actions was part of the reason that she had a breakdown.
Yeah.
So you don't need to be talking. She's the last thing that you want to hear. And the last thing that she want to see right now. So if you want to help her, just be quiet. Those are my thoughts.
What do you think, Queen A?
The video was interesting to me that it's I understand that he was trying to tell his side of the story. I did like that he uplifted her. He called her queen a lot, and he said that he took a step back. So she can shine. But he recognized as he took a step back, it was time for him to live his life. So so I think that I don't know what's going on in my throat, y'all. Sorry. So I think that he's I don't know if he's looking for something. I know he's suing Lionsgate, and I forgot the other company.
Denmark.
So yeah, so he is suing them. So I don't know if he's just looking for money, but he said they wrongfully, let him go or terminated him for the fact that what he did. He said that him cheating had nothing to do with, the job, but it was associated with, Wendy. And I guess they was looking out for her best interest as well, saying, okay, well, if you're around, how is she going to heal or whatever. So I don't know if he's looking for money. I understand that he wanted to tell his side of the story. There's always, they say, three sides. It's her side, his side, and the truth. So, we don't really know what happened, but it's good that he wanted to come forward and kind of tell his story a bit. I'm just interested to know what he's gonna. I wonder if he's gonna have a book too, or some type of show or whatever. They had the Wendy Williams story. I wonder if they're gonna have a story for him. So yeah,
I'm waiting on the I don't know what she is to him now. Are they married or just still girlfriend, fiance?
They're partners.
I'm looking for her to accept a deal from Bravo,
really,
to do a reality show or something. Yeah.
Wow.
Because she was never really trying to hide it. You know what I mean? She was out in the open, driving the car, showing my ring, going to the gym. So I'm looking for her to take a deal.
He said that she wanted to have an abortion when they found out that she was with a child, but he said no because that's what he wanted. He wanted, another child, for So
why did he leave her though? Like, I mean, it's like I guess he felt like he didn't want to leave her in the condition that she was in. Wendy Williams, the time that he was with Wendy Williams, he got her pregnant, Sharina pregnant, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll read what our producer said. She said Hunter is suing Wendy's production company, the Mar Mercury, for wrongfully terminating him from his longtime role as executive producer on the Wendy Williams show. The complaint claimed he was fired on the basis of his marital status, which is barred by the New York City Human Rights. Oh, if it's barred.
That's what he said in the video. He said he shouldn't have been fired based on his status with someone else, married or not married, divorced, whatever they had gone through. I feel like first of all, I feel like that should have been a private conversation with him and Wendy. He and Wendy, they should have had a private conversation away, especially with what she, like you said, Serious K, bad timing. With everything that she's going through. But I also feel like, and this is my opinion, it's a retaliation on her behalf, his lawsuit on her behalf because of what she's going through and how, they didn't necessarily like kick her to the curb. They didn't really do that. But she needs to get well. And so now that Sherry Shepherd has a show with them, we'll have a show with them in the fall, right after the summer. Seemed like it's taken her spot, but they were trying to make that everyone was clear that she wasn't taking her spot. She now has a show now. It wasn't so much she was replacing Wendy, but I feel like it was a part retaliation. Although, yes, I don't think he wanted to sue at the time because Wendy was still there and he just didn't want all of that. He was just trying to hold on, still had a part. Because, of course, they've been together for 20 some years. They have had a life. So there's some type of feelings, there's some type of care there, consideration, love, whatever is left of it, for them. So he didn't want to go that far. But once they, became aware of the Sherry Shepherd show that's coming out, and just, but I did see in the media, hear in the media that she's welcome back whenever she's healed and ready to go. She's welcome
But
back. Now, where she would fit in, I don't know, but she's definitely welcome back. But I feel like it was a little bit of both. It was retaliation. It was, yeah, he wanted to get his due justice because, I know that the law says one thing, but then it's like, but that would have been, I wouldn't even want, who would want to be in that? Would you want to work with your ex? Would you want to still, and he was her manager.
you know what? When I read in the video, I thought he mentioned that Wendy Williams had nothing to do with that. He made it seem like she was totally on his side, wanted to, make sure that he stay in his position or whatever. But it was more the company, and he couldn't understand that. He was like, "Well, why would the company?" So
Well,
I
that's
think
what I'm saying. I think it's a retaliation on her behalf, like for her as well.
Right.
Like suing,
Right.
suing. I feel like it's deeper than just, oh, you owe me money. Yeah, but
Right.
I feel
Yeah.
like it's some retaliation towards that as well. So
Uh-huh.
I wish them all the best. Like I said, when I saw the video and he made his confession and everything and apologized to Wendy, part of me was like, you should have done that in private. But then when he said, I don't regret any of it, you have almost destroyed her, her soul. You don't regret it.
It seemed like he was trying to justify himself, though. Like he did a lot of justifying and a lot of blame, but he never really took the blame for, he didn't regret certain things, but he never really took the blame for his part. Now, of course, Wendy Williams, she had a lot of challenges, a lot of, issues that she had to work through. But I feel like he just, he was in the video, he did a lot of justifying. And just, that part I didn't like. So
Wow. That's crazy. So moving on to our topics tonight, ladies. So we're going to start off in the dating world from a different perspective. So we have someone that's actually going to do a mix and mingle tonight. We won't say who, but we'll let the HMB fam figure that out. So I want you ladies to tell me what's an unacceptable date. I want Queen A to answer this one first.
unacceptable is very different from all, but for me, I would say, so I went out with someone, and actually before we went out, he wanted to date to be at his house the first date. And I was like, absolutely not. That's unacceptable. So he did want to go out on a date, but then after still asked me to go to his house. That's unacceptable. Now, not to say, because I did go out with someone, we went to breakfast, and because the restaurant closed early and everything, and he came far to see me, I did invite him to my house. He was totally respectful. So, so not to say that you kind of got to judge the situation. So, but an unacceptable, date to me is like not going to anyone's house. That's definitely a no-no. Sex on the first date, no. But for me, other people could be good, but that's a no for me. In the past, yeah, be on the popping, but now, that's unacceptable. And especially, you got to know what you're looking for. When you know what you're looking for, you know what's acceptable, what's unacceptable to you.
Yep. Miss Serious K.
I thought about this topic and I was like, an unacceptable date. I thought about what if the guy asks you, let's go to the gym. I don't think that's an appropriate date because
let's go to what you're trying to say.
I know. First of all, yeah, you may be like, you know what? I'm offended. Like, what are you trying to say? Then, second of all, I don't want to see you sweat, and I don't want you seeing me sweat. What made me think about this is there was a young lady told me one time. I asked her, I said, "Why don't you like that guy anymore that you used to talk to?" She said, "Well, we went to the gym, and this was kind of like a first date. She said, and he raised up his shirt, and he had all this hair, and he smelled like pickles."
Ew. Ew.
So I think that kind of stuff, that you do that later on in the relationship. Let folks see wet and smell like pickles.
Right.
And I
Ew.
would say something like running errands, like he pick you up and say, hey, I need to go pick up my kids. I need to go pick up my dry cleaning. I think that's unacceptable. Those are
Yeah.
unacceptable days to me.
Those are
Um,
horrible.
I know, but
Days.
you know what? And I'll say McDonald's. That's fast food restaurants. I'm sorry. That's
Mhm.
unacceptable.
Right.
But you know what I think? What I've always loved for a first date is
What?
an ice cream shop. Like just
Really?
going to eat. I think that is just so romantic and sweet. Like we just
Wow.
sitting there. I mean, even though it's cheap, but it's something about ice cream. I don't know. I don't know.
No, I like
It's
that,
just
but
so romantic. I don't know. Yeah.
that is
Wow, that's
nice.
crazy. I would say that an unacceptable date for me would definitely be you coming to my house or me going to your house.
Yeah.
That's just like you said, Quinn. That no, next.
Right.
Um, okay, I'm not trying to sound shady or shallow, but um, ooh, let me see how I can word this. An unacceptable day for me. Do not come pick me up and you know, and just a vehicle. No, just don't do
Oh
it.
Lord. What you mean, like a hoopsie or something?
It's right, but
So what do you go pick the person up?
huh?
What do you pick the person up?
And that's unacceptable for me. For me, that I'm not. No, absolutely not.
Yeah, picking somebody up, a guy up on y'all first date.
No, I'm not doing that.
Oh my
But
God. Y'all,
I'm
what
not
about
doing that.
attire? I
Yeah,
remember
my
one time, oh my God, y'all, this guy, before marriage,
right, right.
this guy asked me out on a date and we was gonna go to the movies.
Mhm.
So we met at the gas station by the movie theater first. Cause he was like, I'll meet you there and then you could just trail me on to the movie. Girl, he got out the car. He had on a white beater, some sweatpants, and some Nike flip flops with socks.
Who?
When I
Unacceptable.
pulled up, I was already getting my story together. I got out. I was like, listen, my kids at home. I had an emergency. I got to get back to the house. I'm sorry. I can't stay. He's like, oh, okay, I understand. The kids. Oh, okay, all right. Well, maybe tomorrow. I said, yeah, I'll call you tomorrow. I was like, I burnt off so quick. Really? I was like, really? I can't believe like he came dressed like that and
Wow.
thought it was okay.
You know,
Mhm.
people are crazy.
That's
I,
insane.
I went out on this date. I'm thinking about some of the dates I have gone out. So it was a very strange date, but I actually enjoyed it. We were on a boat ride. It was a party on a boat ride. It was like an all white affair, and that was our first date. And we had a lot of fun. But of course, like he was a little bit too close in terms of, it was like I think it was like a Trinidadian type boat ride, a lot of West Indian music. So of course, you know what it is wine and dine and all of that. So he
Mm-hmm.
wanted to like whine a lot on me, and that was a little, awkward. Another time, I'm trying to think of another strange date. I mean, even tell it. But I had some very awkward, dates, and some dates like it's so weird that I had to just laugh at it. And it was one date that I had gone out. I had to pick the guy up actually. And so I had stopped at the gas station, and he probably was wondering, well, why the hell is she going to the gas station? Was she picking me up?
Mm-hmm.
So I stopped at the gas station, and he didn't get out the car to pump the gas or offer gas money after I picked him up. So the date went horrible because the whole time I was telling him off. I didn't, I was telling him off, cursing him out a little bit. We ended up going out to dinner, but I had to cut the date short because it was so horrific. Because I kept saying, I can't believe you need to get out the car and offer to pump gas or so.
Yeah.
So I had some interesting stories, but this one guy, he had offered to go. I love kayak, I love adventure. So he did offer to go, but I remember Donald, on one of our shows, he mentioned absolutely not. They can put you in the water and drown you. But I am adventurous. I like different things. It doesn't have to be always about money. We can go to the park. We can go to, a lake, whatever. It's just,
Mm-hmm.
it's just being unique.
Yeah.
Yeah, but those unacceptable, like the no, don't know how to dress,
No.
unacceptable. Putting on those, and I kind of hate those little Nike flip flops or whatever they are. Anyway, I just don't like them. With socks on, that makes it even worse. I don't like these girls and them boys. I just don't like them.
Wait, we have the socks pulled up to the ankle.
I don't. I'm like, I just don't like them.
And they were dirty.
You know, men don't have the prettiest feet anyway. So to have those on top of no, absolutely not. So none of that. You know,
So
acceptable dates, I would definitely say. And then not knowing how to have a conversation, how to have a decent conversation with with me. That's another thing. Like you can't even talk to me.
Yeah.
You know that it's definitely like you said. We can do things. Don't have to call. I have a very special fun date that I like, date preference that I like as far as something I like to do. I won't, disclose it, but it's something that I love to do and it's not expensive at all. Well, I take that back. It can be nowadays, but I love to do it. It's something real simple,
Yeah.
But I also like adventurous stuff too. So I'm good with going to do crazy stuff, fun stuff, crazy fun stuff, as far as have going on a boat ride or kayaking or skydive, anything that's kind of just really far out there adventurous. I would love that. It doesn't have to be the traditional 5-star restaurant like I put down.
You could do a picnic. Yeah.
Right. Very romantic. A picnic will symbolize that you really put some thought and effort and us coming together that evening or whatever, that day, whatever, day or whatever you set for the date. So yeah, those unacceptable dates got to go. No, ma'am. HMV fam, you are more than that. Way more than that. Way more than the Nike shoes.
It's like I would love to know for a man what's unacceptable. So I know we're going to talk about that one day. We have a guest on the show, a male guest. But when I talked to someone I met, it's funny because when I talked to him, we talked for about maybe a month and a half on the phone. And, to him, he didn't want to spend a lot of money. He felt like, that's what girls, most women he met online, that's what they're about. Like they look to go out on free dates, cheap dates, whatever, free dates, and then nothing come of it. So he felt like he don't want to keep spending money on these women that is nothing coming from it because he's saying he's ready for a relationship. And so his ideal thing is like what's unacceptable is going out to a restaurant that costs a certain amount of money. So for him, he's like, I'm not going to do it. And then he feels like, I'm like, okay, but you're going to invite them to your house then? Like, that's not safe. She could be crazy too, So
that's right.
Yeah. So, but his thing is, I don't want to invest in spending money. I'm like, well, women look for security. It's not about you spending money. You could do something unique and different. It doesn't have to be all about money. So it's just interesting to know in the mindsets of people, like men and women, what are they thinking when they meet someone or what's their expectation around dating? So.
Wow, that's crazy. I tell you about those dates. They can get a little tricky and crazy. But moving on, let's talk about a woman's perception or how a woman, okay, so women communication versus male communication. So how do women communicate what they're thinking or how they perceive what a male is communicating and vice versa? Just from experience, wow, just from experience, the way men communicate, they are tunnel vision. The way a woman communicate, we are all over the place. We can argue about something and something will come up in our mind and we'll be talking about, we'll multi-talk. Multi-talk. We'll talk about the issue at hand as well as something that happened maybe a day or two or whatever, a week ago, comparing and using it as an example. And I always laugh because I always think, God gave the woman, the sense, the brain, being able to know how to, do several things at once. But a man, if you guys are having a conversation about this is what you're having a conversation. And then another thing I've learned, how they process things. We can process something just like that. Have it done, have the answer ready to go. What's next? But a man, it may take him some time. He may not have the answer for you right then and there. So we have to allow him that time and space. I wasn't always like this because I wanted to know right now. But through trial and error in my life, I have definitely learned men are totally from, we're men from Mars, Venus,
Yeah.
planet, and women are from Earth. But anyway, I would definitely say, when it comes to men, don't rush them. We we like instant gratification. Men, they like instant gratification. One thing, but anyway, and y'all know what that is. But tell
Mhm.
me what you think, Queen A. What do you think about that?
Again, this is going to be another topic we have to explore with the male on the show. But because it's good to it's good to kind of interact and see what they're thinking. But I would say now again, so going back to the dating thing, where this guy mentioned about money, and in his mind, it just goes to like he's trying to be, keep up his expenses and whatever happened that day, with his expenses. In my mind, I'm thinking cheap, no security, no. So, not giving, selfish, this is all the things that run through, a woman's mind,
See?
where a man may be thinking like, I just, for this day, like he may be thinking something totally different. Like, I just don't have the money today for whatever reason. So it's like, we process things, we analyze things, women, I think women, even though women sometimes can be, very emotional, but women are analytical. We analyze every situation, everything, every response,
Yes.
every reaction, everything. And
Yes.
so men are, like you said, Coach Lana, tunnel vision. But I think, just listening to men and how they respond and how they think of things is totally different. And I think women are very strategic, though. Men are strategic too, but women are very strategic in how they communicate, how they, what they do, and things like that. But it's definitely a difference. And it's funny because when I talk to, the guy that, we were talking about the finances, he's like, why you always got to think about everything? Why you got to always look into something and process it in a different way? He was like, it doesn't mean anything. Or if a man is quiet, this is us as women. Well, why are you quiet? Because
Right.
for us, silence means something is wrong. For the man, silence means that I just need to think
Their
this through
process.
or whatever. Yeah. But for us, it means something is wrong. For us, it means that you're not including us. So, so it's just very interesting how we process and communicate.
I know. Serious K.
This made me think about, I don't know if y'all saw a while ago, there was this video going around. It was like a cartoon video, this man and this woman, and the girl called the guy, and she's like, so what you doing? And he's like, nothing. So she was like, you want some company? He said, I don't care if you want to. So she was like, oh, so you don't? So do you or don't? He said, I told you I don't care, whatever. So she was like, so she hung up. She calls back. So do you want me to come or what? So what? Give me the answer. So just say no. He's like, I don't care, whatever. And then so at the end, he's just like, yes, yes, yes. See, we take stuff and run with it just like that. You may ask a guy because they really mean what they say. They
Yeah.
really don't care. It doesn't mean no. It doesn't mean I don't want you
Exactly.
here. They say exactly what they mean. It's like
Mhm.
you can come or you don't have to come. It doesn't mean I don't. But us, we want to full out. Yes, baby, I would love to have you
Yes.
over. Yeah.
Yes.
Why he got to say out, throw a party, throw confetti? Why does he have to say that? Yeah, go over. So, I learned from that too. Don't overanalyze everything and don't
Yes.
look at everything as negative, like he's
Yes.
responding in a negative way when
Right.
he's not, when he's meaning exactly what he say. I mean, if you want to come over, come over. If you don't. But we want them to throw a party. And that's because we're such emotional beings and we want emotion into everything. When he
Mhm.
say yes, we want him to smile. Yes, baby, yes, baby. We don't want him to just say yes. Why you say
Mhm.
yes like that?
Mhm.
I saw the way you said yes. You didn't say
Mhm.
it like you was happy. You just was like yes. you know it's like we gotta stop doing it to ourselves. Sometimes we self-sabotage, and
Yes.
make things worse. And then we get mad because we wanted to spend time, but we messed it up. And
We
so we
messed
Yes.
just say, you know what? Don't worry about it. No, no,
Mhm.
don't
Yep.
worry. You know.
That's
So yeah,
right.
I would like to hear a man's perspective though.
I would too. HB fam, men in particular, if you are watching, please comment
Mhm.
on how you process information and what do you think about us as far as how we think and how we process um,
Mhm.
information. And the one thing, Serious K, to piggyback off you, I think Queenie, you gave an example as well. I told y'all when I was watching one of the Judge Faith interviews, and she said that years ago, I think she was out of college or in college or something like that, and she invited someone to the dance,
Mhm.
a guy obviously, and the guy, you know, that think about it, and then he, turned around and said he won't be able to escort her to their little dance. So of course she felt rejected, as we would have,
Mhm.
especially being so young. And she said years later, fast forward to years later, they saw each other. I think she said 5 years later or something like that. They saw each other out, and he said, "Hey, remember the time when you invited me to the dance and blah blah blah, and I turned you down? Well, this is the reason why. I did not have a suit to wear. Had nothing to do with him not liking her, not wanting to escort her, but he did not have anything he felt suitable, comfortable with taking her to the
Yeah.
dance." And she was like, all these years I felt rejected. I was like, well, and I'm thinking like, wow, that made so much sense because, as I don't know, since one of y'all said made a point, we're thinking, like you said, when the guy said, I don't care, like,
Yeah.
it's okay. You want to come fine. If you don't, it's still okay. You still my boo. It's still
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And so with her, she felt so rejected. But, in hindsight, he really liked you. He just didn't have anything. And he was too ashamed. You would be ashamed if you
Yeah.
don't have anything. I mean, with girls, we can ask our friends, sister, mama, cousin, we'll figure it out.
Right.
Yeah.
But with men, they deal with their ego and their pride, and they're like,
Yeah.
So of course, it did nothing, happen, of course, from after that, from that. But she just gave that example of how sometimes we can take things personally with how men communicate or feel that rejection on with people, and we just take it to a whole nother level. But
Mhm.
I think if we take on um, that ability to process things as well as women, we would be a lot better off as well too. If
Right.
we could process things, maybe not as long as men, because they definitely, take a moment. But if we could just take the time out to process things and really give things, you know, thought and consideration, we don't have to react a certain way. Although that person may have rubbed you the wrong way, you don't have to react. You don't have to give them what they expect. You can totally change the whole ball game, totally change the whole
Mhm.
situation.
Yeah.
So that's the one key thing. And actually, this is a point towards the men. That's a good thing, the processing information, because it can take you a lot further than just jumping off at whatever.
Mhm.
When you think about it, a lot of our thought processes, whether men or women, it comes from experiences, whether you felt rejected a lot or abandoned a lot. So a lot of our thought process come from our past experiences. And
Mhm.
I like what Sandrine, she said, often when we don't receive a reason for an action, whatever story we make up in our heads, we believe that to be true until proven otherwise.
Mhm.
And like even for me, I'm learning, especially when it comes to dating, I'm learning about men, and learning about myself. And so, learning about that, I tend to, look at things differently, and then I tend to not overanalyze or overthink it, but just let it be. And so, and when I say just let it be, not saying giving up or anything, but just saying let the situation unfold, naturally, and not to force anything. If he doesn't want to conversate, don't force it. If he doesn't want to go out, don't force it. So whatever it is like I'm now learning not to apply meaning to it, but just let it be. And and yeah. And so it took a lot of practice, but I learned so much about myself when it comes, and I remember the friend told me this. He said before at one point, I just was not dating at all. And a friend said to me, it was one of my male friends, he said, you have to get out and date, because if you want to get married, you have to learn. He said, through dating, you'll learn about yourself. And I'm like, I don't understand that. I learned about the man, but it is so true. And I tell you, just over a course of 2 years in dating, I've learned so much about myself. So
Yeah, that's true. Definitely will learn a lot about what you like, what you don't like, what makes you happy, what doesn't make you happy. So it's definitely, it can be beneficial.
yes,
Um, as far as dating and dating the right way, dating decent human beings. I always say this, as we get older, each year seems like it comes with wisdom every single year. And I remember telling, I think when you before you turn 40 or something like that, Queen A, you was turning 40 that year, and I was like, girl, life is gonna look totally different. And I said, every year, you'll learn something, you'll get better and better and better at your decision making, at everything. I mean, everything takes time. Sometimes we get it a little later in life. Hello. A little later in life, make all these crazy, stupid mistakes, and then finally something click and we get it. But each year, it's like you're offered a portion of wisdom
right,
to apply to your life, and you can see more clearly, you can understand things, and your reaction, everything begins to change. You surprise yourself, let alone
Mm-hmm.
surprise the family. Oh, that ain't how she used to do. Oh, that ain't what but you surprise yourself because you get wiser, more mature, and you realize the reaction I did before, that was kiddish, that was stupid, that was lack of knowledge. But and that's the way life is. We're supposed to grow, we're supposed to evolve. Or I always say, you're
right,
not evolving, you're not living.
right,
You're not, you're just alive.
Yeah.
That's it. You're just taking up space, in the environment. But definitely each year comes with something new, and with something, and just taking on characteristics, just like with religion. You can learn something from different religion. You can learn something from the Buddhist. You can learn something from the Hindu. You can learn something that will help you in life because you take on something. And meditation came from who? Was it the Buddhists or Hindus?
was it the Buddhists, the
I think it was
monks? I don't know. The monks in China, I don't know. The
Buddhism.
Buddhists.
meditation. I think it was the Hindus. Well, yeah. But anyway,
I think it was the Buddhists.
but Buddhist, you said Buddhist.
I believe. I
So
believe so.
taking on, something like meditation. Who wouldn't want to apply meditation to their life and get the results? What meditation can do for your life, what it can do for your mind, body, and soul. That didn't come from Christians. It came from a whole different religion, the doctrine. So just because you may take, oh, I like, okay, you know what, I'm going to apply what they do. I'm going to apply that. I'm going to apply, maybe they eat certain things at a certain time and they notice significant weight loss, whatever the case may be. You may start doing that. Just because you do that doesn't mean it's just taking a bits and pieces of wisdom that God leaves all around, in this world for us to grow and to evolve. And so I look at with men how they process things. That's something that we definitely can adopt as women. With not, maybe not with everything, but with some things. And it could probably, the results will come out a lot better than what they have been. It won't take us as long to get on the path than what it has been in the past. So yeah, that's on that HMV fam. Okay. All right. All right, HMV fam, the men in particular. I know you guys are sitting back just watching. Please say something. Comment, tell us something. Donald, if you're out there or if you watch this video another day, put your thoughts in the comments. We would love to hear. Don't call. Put your thoughts in the comments.
That was gonna call and put his thoughts in
You
the.
gotta call. First of all, you want us to bring this topic back up. So let's move on to our last topic of the night, ladies. What do you do in a relationship? Oh, So, disclaimer here: put all kids to bed. Please do not let any kids watch this particular part of the show. What do you do in a relationship when you're not sexually compatible? So, sexually compatible can go in a few ways. I would say, it could possibly be this or this, this or this, and or it just there's no connection there. It doesn't have to be this or this or this or this, So, this is a messy question right here. So go ahead, Serious K. Let us know.
Why you got to start with me? I ain't single no more, but
y'all don't know what goes on behind the scenes.
Well, look. Now, when I was younger, I would try to just make stuff work, try to work it out and be nice. And, I'm going to try to make this work because this is a good person. I like this person. And then I'm just miserable and I'm just stuck because I'm not happy.
Yeah.
Now that I'm nearing 50, let me tell you, okay, I'm married now, so I'm happy. God does not want us to settle. If it does not work, what is it? Don't force it. There's a saying, some kind of little saying out there, don't force it or something. If it don't fit, don't force it. Okay.
Right.
If it don't fit, don't force it.
Right.
Don't settle. I believe that everybody deserves to be happy. Okay. Now, we know sometimes when it comes to sex, it can be a mental thing. We can kind of take our brain and make it like it, because this person is this or this person is that, and we can just train ourselves to like it, to like this person, and to say the sex is okay and I'm good with how it's going. But how long will that last though? How long? How long will you play this imaginary game? How far will you go with this? Ooh. So I couldn't do it. At my age now, my patience is short. I don't have to teach nobody. I don't have time to show you. I don't have time for that. So, in saying that, when I pray specifically for a husband, I pray for all that because I know God knows me. God knows what I want. He knows what I like. He knows what I need. And he wanted me to be happy, wholeheartedly, totally, fully happy. And when I said my prayer, I said, God, send the man that you have for me. You know who I want. You know what I need. You know what I want. You know my desires. And so, I used to have this list that I used to read. He got to be this, and I'm standing there praying, reading the list. God, he got to be this, and I'm walking with the list, and I'm going down the line. But I would always leave out something. He would have all that, but then he'd be a butthole.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just rude or crazy or something like that. I gave up and said, God, you know the desires of my heart, and you know what I need. So send that, and I want to be happy. So I just say, don't settle. That's all I'm saying about that. Don't settle. Don't settle. You'll be unhappy.
Yeah, I would say real quick too with sexually compatibility. I mentioned that, it has a lot to do with that, and but I will say that overall, it does consist of several dynamics. God definitely know what we need. I believe if there's not shared um, concerns or shared likes, if there's not a connection, like you said, mentally, emotionally, where your soul connects without you and him even having to go there, that means the world. That's compatibility. That's chemistry. Um, that has something to do. But things can happen in life. I've learned things can happen. A bad accident can occur, and maybe he or she can no longer go there. Then what, you gonna walk away from your spouse because they can't have sex? Life happens. We've heard true testimonial stories where people have gotten married for a year, for a couple of months and somebody was in a bad accident, maybe the face or something got halfway burnt. We've heard stories
Now
like
that's
this,
different
and
because
you know,
Right.
you gotta
right.
keep them. Yeah,
But that's what I'm saying. Things happen. So
yeah.
I think with the sexual compatibility, it consists of several dynamics. The connection has to be there. You and that person has to be synced. You have to be, connected divinely, mentally, emotionally, all aspects, because life happens and marriage is for the long haul. It's not temporarily, it's not, oh, till the sex run out. It's none of that. All that plays key role and keeping it fulfilled and all of that. But it's definitely not the thing. Definitely not the thing. Queen A, what's your thoughts on it?
So I would definitely say, in my opinion, don't settle. But like people, the story I've been telling, I met really great guys. I mean, just so many ways. Like this man is just truly, a godsend. I
Mhm.
want to say godsend because he's missing in certain areas. And so, for me, I love sex. And so that's a very healthy component, in a relationship for me. Now, of course, everything else, not just sex, but I know like my sexual nature. So I do want someone I'm sexually compatible with. Now, I was watching a show on Netflix. I forgot what it's called, but it is ways that you can really begin to learn how to please one another when, say, for instance, when the man is not well endowed. And so, but when I know right now what's important to me, I don't know if I can really settle for someone who's not, he doesn't have to be well endowed, but at least enough to, fulfill,
Yeah.
you know, fill up those areas that, where it brings satisfaction. And so, but it's just interesting because I don't know, it was Coach you, Shalonda, or somebody else that asked me the question, like, would you mess up a good thing for that one thing, because he's not well endowed in that area? And I feel like I'll be settling. And so when you connect, sometimes to me, it's like you can connect with a person emotionally and spiritually, and all of that, you'll begin to enjoy it because you enjoy the person. Now, through conversation with this man, he did indicate, okay, you can be pleased in other ways. It doesn't just have to be, penetration. You can be pleased in other ways. And yeah, but you got to know what you like. If you like, I don't need to be so graphic. You like penetration, you like oral. You know what I mean? So it's just like it's just really a matter of what's your preference, what you like. But you do have to be emotionally compatible because when you're
Yeah.
compatible, spiritually compatible, the sex can be off the chain. It can be really great. So you just got to know what you want and what you're willing to, endure, for a person. You really love a person, then you'll make it work. I don't know if I can make it work though. I feel like I feel like I'll probably, I don't want to settle. I feel like I settled all my life and now I'm now in this part of my life where I'm like, no more settling. And so I don't know, but this person is winning me over in terms of, his mind and, he's, I always tell you, you win my mind, you have me. So he's winning me over in certain ways, but that one little itsy bitsy problem. And so I don't know if I can, and it's just interesting. So,
Yeah.
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 and then what about someone who's not, how can I say it? I mean, you could teach a person, but who's not sexually experienced. So, would you marry someone who's not sexually experienced?
Mm.
I mean, that's on you. That's for you. I think Serious K said no. She. You look. You got to come with the come on, but and so she got to come on, but I would definitely say no. No. If there was a second try for me, I would not settle. It's really sad. It's for how I just wouldn't settle because you settle so much in life.
Yeah.
You settle all those years. And moving forward, now that we're older and we understand life, and this is really the time we're walking in that season to really begin to truly and finally enjoy life.
Hmm.
I am not settling.
Yes.
Period. You
And
know,
really quick, Coach Alana, one thing I want to say, because people will twist, like say if the sex is really great, people will twist that and try to make a relationship work because the sex is really great, or either the person
I
will be
don't
really
know
great.
nobody that said that. Really?
Yeah, yes, it is people. It is
I've heard
people.
people say that doesn't mean
No,
nothing.
no, it is people that they think that okay, the sex is great. They would stay in an unhealthy relationship because the sex is off the chain.
Mm-mm.
But but then it's like you think about it, people think that's not all people, but just hearing some of the stories of people is like some people think that they have to settle. If the sex is good, the relationship may not be good. I'll settle with that. If the relationship is good, but the sex is not good, I'll settle with that. But you can't have it all.
No.
So yeah,
That's
you can have it all. So it's just a matter of what you believe and what you trust God for. But we can have it all. So you
Yeah,
can
you
have a great relationship, a great sex life.
wow.
So yeah, you can
That's
have
that's
it
where
all.
maturity and wisdom comes
That's
in.
right.
That's where maturity. That's why I
Mhm.
say it's good to apply wisdom to your life because
Mhm.
I haven't, talked to. I mean, the stereotype that I've seen, the people that I've spoken to, when it comes to sex, sex comes literally. I've heard the conversation. Sex comes a dime a dozen. I mean, you can get sex anywhere,
Sure
good,
can.
whatever, And if it's not good, they're gonna search until they find something good.
Mhm.
So I've
But
never.
a lot of women do that. A lot of women, like for me, people know I do spiritual coaching and it's primarily women. And so I hear from women often that the
Wow.
sex is good in a relationship and they feel like, okay, because this person is with me, this person is paying attention to me, this is who is in my life now. I'm at a certain age where I'm tired of going through the relationships and the sex is good. So they feel like they try to make it work. And it just doesn't work. And they just end up just either settling, or either just, like settling and not being happy, or either just, they feel like they don't want to wait any longer because they're 50 and above.
And I think that boils down to insecurity because of their age.
Yes.
At my
Yeah.
age, it's the best I can do. I'll
Yeah.
just stay here. I don't want to
Yes.
start all over. It's too late to
Yeah.
start over. But you know what? When me and my husband first met and started dating, we had a spiritual connection. We had a physical connection, emotional. This is before the sex.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't see myself with him like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we had this connection and it was so strong, and it even shocked me because I'm like, I really do like him. Like we have a connection. And then so, when we did do whatever, it
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
made that much more,
Mhm.
that much better. Because really, we're not supposed to have sex until we're married, but sex is a gift from God for married people.
Yes.
So I believe that when he give us that gift within marriage, we're not gonna lack.
Right.
We're not supposed to lack.
That's right.
Again, if it's the person that God sent,
Yep.
he's
That's
gonna
right.
make sure you're complete. Your marriage is complete.
Yeah. That's
That's a
right.
good topic to bring up. How do you know when you have a connection with someone?
Yeah,
That's a good, yeah.
yeah.
All right.
Wow. Good conversation. That picture Queen A the show on Netflix. Gwyneth Paltrow, Sex, Love, and Goop. That's a good show to watch.
Oh yeah.
Or if you want to connect, not so much, sexually
Mhm.
connect and not just, having sex, penetrating, but you can penetrate other ways. And it's a spiritually, I mean, just emotionally, mentally amazing show to watch. Six. Have you seen that Queen series, Kate?
No. Mm-mm.
Oh yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, it's a
Really good.
really good show.
Another one they just put out, and I was up almost the whole night. I swear, y'all. In my past life, I probably was a sex therapist. They have another one called, I think it's called Pleasure Point, something with pleasure. And but it's very interesting because it talks about the anatomy of a woman and also men and stuff as a woman. I didn't even know, like I'm a woman, but I didn't even know certain things. So I love education. If I know me, I love education and learning. So that it really talks about you just have to watch the show on Netflix, but it is really deep and you learn a lot about, pleasure points in terms of yourself with your
Mhm.
partner and is really, really good. So,
Wow.
and also
Interesting.
Tantra. If you, I believe if you're a couple, you look into enhance your sex life, they have is a course called Tantra. And
Oh,
it's,
girl. Go ahead.
you know what?
I have
Listen,
to do
y'all.
a PowerPoint on
Yeah, I
that.
know about that.
Yep, I remember I was at work. Luckily, I didn't get fired. But yeah.
The word ecstasy comes from that.
Mhm.
Tantric and Hinduism and
Yeah.
sexuality.
See y'all.
That's why they named that drug ecstasy, because it makes people feel, makes people get sexually aroused
Yeah.
as well. But that's where the term comes from. Tantric, I can't even talk about it because it's kind of deep, but
Yeah, it is. It's
it's
really
called
cool.
ecstasy when they reach that point. It's a point of
Yes.
ecstasy, and you can actually pass out if you practice this tantric
Yes,
type
you
of, yeah.
can.
It's the to the point of ecstasy.
Yeah.
It's up the chain, y'all.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love it. But I think it's a good, I mean, I did a class by myself, but I it's good with a partner. So, it's great with a partner. And I would definitely encourage, people to.
I had to do a PowerPoint, just doing the PowerPoint itself and then applying pictures
Yeah.
and everything. Okay, HMB fam, it's been great tonight. We have really had some great conversations.
Yeah.
We love you guys. We're going to definitely continue this conversation from a male perspective. So
Yeah.
be on the lookout. We're going to have gentlemen or gentlemen come on and give their side when it comes to sexual compatibility, tantra, all that. Unacceptable dates and acceptable dates from a male's point of view. Because, they have feelings, they're human as well. So stay tuned for that. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe on our YouTube. Be sure to check out our podcast each week on Apple, Spotify, Amazon. Definitely check us out. We love you. Have a safe, lovely, and wonderful rest of your weekend as well as week. And we shall see you guys next Saturday.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.